One of our young men here, young boy that I encourage, I said, go and finish school. You can't be a young man hanging around. What's your plan? I'm paid his way to finish university. The kind of person that is just hanging around here and there. And then one day, he got interest in a particular line of business. And then somebody said, I want you to buy me a house. The person sent him money. And he bought the house. And there was a balance. And he has about 500 million in his possession from that man. And he told the man, he said, your 500 million is still here. And the man said, okay, I will ask you to send it back to me when I want. The man left that money in his hands for almost 1 year, like 9 months. The money remained, about 500 million. He remained with him. You know, there are some people who are not stranded from money. If the 500 million misses, he may not do anything to the man. But he left him. After about 5 months, about 9 months, he said, so that money that I asked you to hold, meanwhile, can you send it to me now? He said, okay, sir. In less than a few minutes, transfer. What? You mean the money has been in your hands all these months? You didn't fix it? Some people say, let me quickly fix it. Let me quickly do forest trade. Let me just quickly, because you are the only one who know money. Hey, you are the only one who know money. Hey, let me put something, let's interest, come on quickly. Turn it over, let me just quickly turn it. And it's not your own. You can turn your own over, I'm coming to that shortly. Meanwhile, the interest is his own. He returned the money on the spot. Do you know what? The man sent for me, said, I want to see you. He called him, I think it was Dubai or something. And he introduced him to everybody. He said, you want a reliable man to deal with in Nigeria, right? You want somebody to buy your properties and buy things? See this young man. You know, my father taught me a lesson I will never forget. I was in 200 level medical school. And I brought a long list of medical books. Gray's Anatomy, dissecting set, stethoscope, sphygmomanometer, Harper's biochemistry, Ganong's physiology, Guyton's physiology. In those days, you bought either one of them. I put the two on the list. I put all manner, Cunningham's manuals of anatomy and dissection. I put part 1 to all of them. Oh, the list was plenty. When my father looked at the list, he said, you need all these books? I said, yes, sir. He said, is there anybody in your class who doesn't have a father? Unfortunately for me, I had a classmate from my village who has no father. He was poor. He used to borrow books from people to read. I said, yes, I know of one. I said, so who will buy these books for him? Who will buy all these books? Who will attend to this list? I had no answer. I said, all right, take. I will never forget. I said, thank you, sir. I'm grateful, sir. From that moment forward, I began to realize that. He said, is there, simple question, is there anybody in your class who doesn't have a father to present this list to? Papa told a funny story of a young man. Anytime you and him are in any argument or you are doubting, you say, at this my age, somebody in 18, 19, 20, at this my age, he's talking like he's 80 something years old. At this my age, he said by the time he was around 30 or 40, he was looking like 80. This man, he liked age, as if he was in villa of age, village, as if thinking in his heart. So is he. I told my daughter, I said, so you people have rendered me a grandfather. See, this young man, see what you rendered me. I said, but if anybody is waiting for grandfather behavior, he should wait till 60 years to come or 70 years. Do you understand what I'm saying? That is behaving like, yes, what did you say? You can't find that. What you will be finding in the next 35 years. Say, I'm still 20-something years old, just that I have plenty years experience on that age. I was driving on the road one day and I saw a big church, well built, but unfinished by the roadside. It's just right by the roadside. It's just right by the roadside. And to me, that was not good publicity for the kingdom. The kingdom shouldn't have abandoned projects standing by the roadside. I said, please, somebody go and find out from those people. Can they give us the permission to do the finishing? Let's do painting. Let's do whatever we can do. This thing is representing God by the roadside. I don't know how they felt, but you know how man can feel at times. Why will somebody else come and do it for us? Say, no, don't bother. We'll do it. That was that particular case. Do you understand that they are selling churches in Europe now? And it's been on for a while. Some are turned into beer parlor. Ancient churches are turned into clubhouses. Am I communicating? Even gay houses exist in church. Someone called me from Belgium the other sometime ago, mentioned that a particular church that had been built in how many? Almost 400 years old. This kind of ancient Gothic architecture. They want to sell it. God wants to tell somebody, I want to give you the millions and the billions, so that when they say such a building is for sale, you buy it. Another one for sale, we buy it. Another one for sale, we buy it. Another one for sale, we buy it. Hey! If sight was leading me, I wouldn't marry my wife. I told my children the other day, and they were all laughing. And she told them herself. Why? Because at that time, she never cared for nothing. She just was anyhow. That is, medical student, didn't care for anything. The hair was plaited matte, just permanently, and then just anyhow. Any dress available, shapeless. She's the one supplying me the information I'm giving now.
A-line skirt, jump up sleeve.
Just like that. There were flashy people around. Very flashy. Spiritual and flashy. But God led otherwise. By his message there is rest. There would have been some pressure. You see, not everything that looks good in the moment has a future. We were in New York City about to board a plane. My wife, myself, my children were standing on the line. A white woman came, looked at us from wherever she came. She said, come, follow me. We're on a queue already, premium line. She said, follow me. She came, opened whatever an opening, and said, pass here. The place where, whether it's pilots or whoever, it said, pass here. Bye. While he was about to lead us, a white rich man who was on first class line said to her, what's going on? Where are you taking them to? She said to him, they are VIPs. We don't know her from anywhere. Wait, you have heard nothing yet. So the man said, we are VIPs too. That is why we are on this line. They said they are very special VIPs. This is years ago. The man became angry, was about to throw a fit. The woman said, don't mind him, come, let's go. She opened that kind of thing that they normally open here and went inside. By the time we started proceeding, I told my family, I said, wait a bit. What brought us here is not money. What opened that door is not money. What opened that door is not skin color. What opened that door is the presence of God. There is something we carry that she saw. And I want to tell all of you, family, that is the highest thing to go for. Go for the presence of God. Go for the aura of God. Go for the divine nature and the divine climate. And that divine nature and divine climate is still here till tomorrow. Are you hearing what I'm saying here today? Go ahead and give the Lord a shout of victory. A louder shout. One day, a judge, a court judge, high court judge, asked me to pray with him. He said, somebody killed a person and they brought the case to him. And the person who killed the person is guilty. And in Nigeria here we have capital punishment, maximum punishment. That is, if you kill a person, you will be killed. Not life in prison, you will be killed. Right? So he was going to execute judgment. The people came to try to influence him or maybe bribe him or something. He refused. So they went diabolical. They went occultic. They went witchcraft to attack him, attack his health, attack everything. He said every time he come to sit on that case, his hand will be vibrating. Everything, he can't write, he can't say anything. Suddenly overcome with fear, he'll be vibrating. I don't know if they have that kind of thing in other parts of the world. That kind of occultic and witchcraft manipulation. He came to me, he said, Pastor, pray for me, pray with me. And I will never forget what he told me. He said, I have been a judge for 30 years. 30 years. He said, if I have collected one dime of bribe from anybody to influence a judgment, let their diabolic occultic witchcraft power succeed against me. He said, but if I have not collected a dime of bribe to influence a judgment, then just forget about it. Pray for me. What they are doing will never affect me. That was a boldness that was rooted in righteousness, that was rooted in a clear conscience, a boldness that was rooted in integrity. And God prevailed because he took a stand. If I haven't done this, then nothing they are doing will affect me. I prophesy to you today, even you, from this moment forward, nothing the devil and his agents are doing will ever affect you.
When we got married newly, many things shocked me. Because I like to say funny things a lot. Since when I say something funny and I was waiting for my wife to laugh, she smiles permanently, but her laughter is very summarized. Even the children, I was waiting. So when after I finished talking and she said, hey, I said, what? Is that all? What a summary. I was too shocked. Then I realized, because I will still be laughing. It has ended. And she has changed to another thing. But the smile is constant. These are differences.
I knew a man, life story, when he was a struggler. Life story, hear me very carefully. When he was a struggler, he was passionate for God, to the point where guest minister came to town, he will be the one to drive them himself. He was still struggling. The money began to come. The money began to come. The money began to come. The money began to come, and then money began to plenty money. Then he began to drift away, further and further away from God. At this time he had many things. He even had a plane or more, only for him to cross to cross, not serious with God now, but cross over to the other side completely, to the point where he wants to sacrifice his wife. Real story. And he told the wife, he said, you know what, I love you so much, please can you just agree to die? Anything you want I can give you, just agree to die. Looks like the wife was refusing to die by all manner of evil machinations and occultic operations. He couldn't say, just agree. Anything, any property, anything I have you want, I give you. The wife looked and couldn't believe what she was hearing. He said, anything I want you will give me after I have died, so that who will use it? His journey stopped with money. He did not return back to God till he was cut short suddenly. You heard the story of the man who was selling Bible, a stammerer, who went out to sell the Bibles, and he was stammering. I don't want to repeat that, but I you know how I just came to sell. It was his stammering, and he told the person. First of all, they were looking for people to sell Bibles. They said, "Can you sell?" He said, "Yes." "You are stammering. How will you speak?" He said, "Don't worry." So he began to stammer extremely. "I'm having Bible to sell." I mean, somebody is already losing patience. He said, "I would want you to buy the Bible," stammering extremely, "but in case you are not ready to buy it, I can read it for you."
Let me just read it for you. He said, no. No, thanks. How much is the purpose?
You know, I told you one day, before we came into the ministry, full-time ministry, I went to see a man of God in Lagos, who I knew before, to explain to him that God was leading us into ministry. There I met a man who was a pastor in Abuja here. He had been in Abuja for a while. I met him in that place. When I was talking to that man, this one who was in Abuja before was now telling me, oh, God is sending you to Abuja. Abuja is already filled with churches, with people. This church is there, that church is there. This one is doing very big work. He was talking and talking and talking. In other words, I'm not sure whether God actually asked you to come to Abuja. That's the kind of vibe he was giving. So the other man of God told him, is he talking to you? He's not talking to you. He came to talk with me. Leave him. If God sent him there, what is your concern? After we finished talking, and that man could talk how many words per second? After we finished talking, we came into Abuja. Under 1 year, 2 years, church exploded. Second anniversary, we had our Area 1 church there with about 6 canopies outside. Field overflooded on second anniversary. Beyond that, that same man came to me. The one who met me in Lagos, I said, are you this and that? He came to me and he said, yeah, I can see that God has helped you so much and God is helping you. Can you tell me the secret of church growth? You have heard nothing yet. Don't comment in a hurry. Can you tell me the secret? How does ministry grow, and how does God, people, this and that? Before I could say one word, he said, I know that there must be prayer and fasting. I know that there must be study of the word. I know we must do aggressive evangelism. He began to say everything. He began to answer the question for himself. Answer that he thought he knew. You know what I told him? I said, you know everything already. There is nothing I have to tell you. Lord, thank you for this your son, and help him with all that he knows in Jesus' name. That was how I didn't say one word to him, because he already came with the assumption that he knows. This was the same person distracting me at the beginning, but he didn't know who he was talking to. And now he realized that this is a man with the hand of God on his life, saw results, and said, okay, let me go and ask him. And then he came and started talking and talking and talking. He is no longer in, I don't know where he is in this world now. That person. Calm down. Let's be coming down. Let's be coming down. What do you have that you have not received? A man can receive nothing except God gives to him. Calm down. Just calm down. Come all the way from up down. One day I met a suit maker inside a plane, and he was wearing the suit he makes. He makes suits for presidents. He makes suits for the kings and royalties. And he looked at me and he said, I want to make a suit for you. I said, okay. How much is the suit? Then, many years ago, $10,000. $10,000. That $10,000, that then $10,000 today is 14 or 15 million. Both then and now, I won't drop $10,000 for no suit. What are you talking about? Is it bullet? Whatever it is, what kind of suit is it? Now, I am not against those. Now, if you have $1 billion, even if you have, it determines what you want. But for me, and please tell us, I'm not against your work. You have the right to charge for your work. But I am talking about myself right now. It's possible for people to, there are people who spend far more than that per cloth. A man came to my office one day, showed me his hand, and his watch was $1 million. Not that I heard the story. The person was sitting in front of me. This watch is $1 million. One watch. $1 million. He wasn't lying because he had the money. So there are, it's possible for all of that. But the question is, if you carry, where you are now, if you carry that $10,000, what can you use it to do with your life to make you better first? By the time you finish with that $10 million to make yourself better, you can become the owner of a suit manufacturing company. You can, now, this other person, now there are people in our world today, the wealth of their life is on their body.
My father was a luxury bus owner, bus transportation, long buses. At the age of 17, 18, I applied to him that I want to follow the buses. Just follow the bus after my secondary school. I want to follow the bus. So I followed the bus. Not more like a regular conductor, but just follow the bus and see what they do. One day, around in between Oyo and Ogbomoso, we're going from Lagos to Kano in the night. Customs stopped the bus on the road. And then they were doing the normal things they normally do. And I was very hot-headed. I've been very hot-headed since childhood. And I began to confront the custom officer. What's happening? What are you checking? And the man got angry. He had a gun. So who is this boy talking to me like this? All right, boss, you can be going. He will remain here. So driver said, we are going nowhere. The boy is here. The boss is going nowhere. What will I tell his father? He said, Oga, I beg. He's the child of the owner. We all remain here. We remain here. The boss will sleep here. We remain here. We can't move from here. The boss should go and the boy should. How? It was not by my own qualification. It was because the boy is the owner's child and you cannot hold him. And I'm not talking of the owner of an earthly king. I am talking of the owner. I'm talking of you are the child of the owner of the heaven and the earth, the owner of silver and gold, the owner of America, the owner of Europe, the owner of Britain, the owner of the whole world. And a devil wants to detain your life and detain your destiny and hold you back. Somebody shout, no way!
And in January 2024, during Nations Worship, I was privileged as a servant, as serving in the priest toilet as a sanctuary keeper by the mercies of God, and I saw a damsel walk by.
He was serving in the toilet.
Yeah, and by the grace of God, I said, I don't want that. How can I see this kind of thing at this kind of place? But Now, knowing that Nations Worship is from Fridays to Saturday, she came twice on that day, and on the Sunday she came again. So I said, okay, on next Sunday I will see her. Next Sunday I didn't see her. I say, God, what's happening? So the coming Sunday I fell sick. I didn't come to church. I said, God, have mercy on me. Please, if she's my own, bring her again. Then the preceding Sunday, I came to church determined, and I saw her again.
She came to the toilet again to ease herself, and he saw her again.
And everything started, and by the grace of God, I proposed to her in the month of July last year, and in April 12th this year, we were happily married on this exalted altar. Hallelujah!
Now they sent you to the toilet to do something else. And you went and was looking towards something else. Well, it is part of the assignment. You shall serve the Lord your God, and he shall bless you. One of the things we must know is that your blessing is at the point of your service. Your blessing is at the point of your service. Don't just sit in church and do nothing. Ensure that you are serving. In the point of your service, what you are looking for will meet you. I was the national president of the Medical Students Fellowship in the university. My wife was on the ESCO, and then do you understand what I'm saying? She was Sister Becky, right? Around the assignment is your consignment, is your fulfillment, your assignment for God. Somebody say loud amen. Congratulations, and may the things continue to succeed. And you have to thank the church for offering you a wife and a husband, and remain faithful and planted and dedicated. Give the Lord a big clap and a shout of praise.